Welcome back to my reaction video, everyone. Today we're going to react to Super Mario Bros. Wonder by the Lonely Goombas. So let's get started.
I'm an old Goomba, stuck between two pipes. Well, guess I'll keep on gaming for the rest of my life. Today's the big day. I finally got my hands on one of those wonder flowers everyone's been talking about. Now, these things are wild. Touch one and anything can happen. The pipes could come alive, I could become super tall and look even more like a penis, or I could
Really, Goomba?
for the rest
That's
of
disgusting.
the video. You just don't know. It's time to find out. Here we go. Oh shit! I'm
A pipe stuck between two Goombas. Hilarious.
Shit! I knew this would happen. I want a refund. Well, I guess that's it then. I might as well embrace my new life as a pipe. So, what do pipes actually do? Oh yeah, they play Mario Wonder, of course. Now, I'm sure you've all heard of this game or even played it by now. But let's be honest, only my opinion matters. So, what do I think of it? Well, let's see. So, the game starts off, and we're having a leisurely stroll to the Flower Kingdom. It's like Mushroom Kingdom, but they're all hippies or something. So the prince here is showing off this magical flower thing. A flower so powerful, it can very much change the fabric of reality itself. So, let's just have it out in the open, completely unguarded then. I mean, that seems like a good idea. But then Bowser shows up and tries to steal it. I, for one, am shocked. Shocked and appalled. But instead of just stealing it, he fuses with this castle and turns himself into a castle. I mean, I've heard of Bowser's castle, but this is ridiculous. And his evil plan: improve the structural integrity of these houses. That's just pure evil. He must be stopped. So the game starts with perhaps the most beautiful looking world map I've ever seen. But I'm serious when I say this map is probably the best looking thing on the Switch. They really cooked on this one. But the game itself and okay, that flower just talked to me. I didn't know flowers could talk. I wonder what stories they have to tell. Come on, flower, don't be shy. What have you got to say to me? That's fucking racist. But then, right, we get a new power which turns us into an elephant. Have you ever wanted to be an elephant? No? Well, too bad. And it's not just Mario who can do this. It's Luigi, Toad, even Peach. Sit on me, please. But then, we then get the first Wonder Flower, and it makes the pipes freak the fuck out. Oh no, oh no. Bowser turns into a giant-ass castle with unlimited power, and we get a squiggly worm pipe. Talk about getting the short end of the stick, but that's how it is with these things. One minute you're in a musical piece, then you're floating in space, then you have the best part of the game, and then you're having a bad trip. You just never know what to expect. And pretty much every level has something new too. And that's not just for Wonder Flowers, it's basically the whole game. Yeah, sure, at a glance, it might just look like the standard Mario adventure. You got the grass, you got the deserts, the snow, the castles, but look a bit deeper and you start to realise this game's on a whole different level, man. I mean, there's so many new enemies too. We've been stuck with the standard Mario lineup for so long. It's quite bizarre seeing new enemies at last. Just look at these guys. They look kind of scared actually. I mean, now that I think about it, we really did just show up in a new land and immediately went on a rampage killing everything for no particular reason. Pretty sure this dude isn't working for Bowser. I mean, it's literally just for wildlife. I mean, Mario, you can stop killing them all now, you know? Well, never mind. You know what? Are we the baddies? Talking about baddies? What the actual fuck is this thing? Like, whoa. I thought I looked like a penis, but god damn, that's just straight up a big old slong on his head. They say size doesn't matter, but how am I supposed to compete with that? But even outside of the enemies, the levels shake things up too. Like, yeah, sure, it's the typical themes for the most part, but it feels fresh. Like, these poison swamp levels aren't really a new concept, but look at these big old drippy mushrooms everywhere. And the deeper you get into the world, you start to discover all these ancient temples and stuff, and where the fuck are we? I mean, there's nothing like this in New Super Mario Bros. And every world's pretty much like this. It starts off pretty standard, but by the end, you're somewhere completely new, and and connecting all the worlds together is this big old central hub with even more levels. Granted, a lot of them are water levels, but I mean, at least we get this badge to help us run faster. See, you unlock these badges throughout the entire game, which give you new abilities like gliding or high jump or this cool grappling hook. I mean, there's loads of stuff. I had a badge once actually. It was for helping a grandma across the street. I stole it from a Boy Scout. So you have a bunch of levels that are brimming with creativity, but how are the bosses? Well, I mean, they're not great. Heck, some worlds don't even have bosses. It's like they knew they were shit and did us a favour. So pretty much every boss is just Bowser Jr. And this is like sloppy seconds from New Super Mario Bros. Or something. Because they're really quite crap. I mean, it's usually just Bowser Jr. going back and forth in his shell pretty much. Like, bro, you have a game with endless possibilities built into the central mechanic, and this is the best you could do. I've seen more creativity in AI art, for fuck's sake. Anyways, we complete Overworld, collect all the Wonder Seeds, and it's time to take on Castle Bowser, the final world. And, well, I guess we're technically inside Bowser. This isn't even the first time Mario's been inside Bowser either. I guess he couldn't resist coming back for seconds, the horny bastard. These levels are cool though. I mean, it's a great build up to the finale, and the difficulty ramps up a bit. And it's still introducing new enemies and stage hazards. I mean, we've come a long way since New Super Mario Bros., but it's time for the final boss. And man, the build is killing me. Bowser really knows how to put on a show. But the final boss, and I can hardly believe it, but it's a freaking floating hand boss. Oh, this boss seems ripped right out of Donkey Kong Country Returns. I mean, how many times are they gonna do a floating hand boss? There's so many floating hand bosses, I could probably do a top 10 video at this point. I mean, it's a cool boss, but come on now, it's still a little bit disappointing. So, we beat Bowser and blammo! We save the day! And that's basically Mario Wonder. Well, the gist of it anyway. It's a great game that really elevated 2D Mario to a new standard. Almost on the level of 3D Mario in a lot of ways. Thank fuck for that really. But man, I am getting a bit tired of being a bite. I mean, don't get me wrong, it did save me a lot of time animating, but it's kinda lame and those two Goombas have been eyeing me up the entire video. It's making me a little bit nervous. Well, luckily, I've got one more Wonder Flower. I didn't really want to use it, but desperate times lead to desperate measures. So here we go. Hopefully I can undo all this mess. Ah, shit. I knew this would happen. Oh well. Maybe, Elephant Peach is still around somewhere, actually. Sit on my face.
Wow. That was a good one, Goomba.
And the Goomba of the week is Game for One. Sounds like my kind of game. Friends, who needs a Game for One, please?
Well, that'll do it for today. Make sure you like and subscribe to that. Catch you later.